Welcome to the Prep Beat. We're on the campus of University Prep here with Brad Baker and Wes Hartman. Alongside me is Thomas Lawrence. I'm TJ Holmes. We're talking about UPrep Panther football here. Last year, coming off of a 4-6 season, a couple of close games that they lost that had them narrowly miss the playoffs last year. One of those to Etna, a 1-point game in the season opener. Coach Brad, what is this team going to have to do to make sure that you guys are on the other end of those close games this season and make a run at the playoffs?
There's two things we need to do. First thing we need to do is we got to stay healthy. We got a lot of talented kids on this team, but we don't have a lot of depth. And I'm really excited about that first group. After that, we just got to make sure we get through week by week and stay healthy and keep focused on what we got to do. Defensively, we're improving. That should help a lot. A lot of our games that we lost, we probably give up a few too many points late in the game.
Coach, you guys lost a lot of talented seniors last year, especially on the offensive side of the ball. You know, you're losing quarterback Kyle Shanuth, who basically holds most of the passing records here, threw for 2,000 yards. So what is the transition going to be like on that side of the ball and keeping this offense being able to score like it did last year?
Yeah, scoring involves throwing the ball and running the ball for us. We have multiple backs coming back that can run the ball very effectively. We have a lot of speed. And although you can't replace Kyle or replicate him, what we do have is a new quarterback with Matt Nadeker, and he is a returning wideout who caught 50 balls last year. He's athletic, he's fast, he scored 10 touchdowns, and when he's got the ball in his hand at quarterback, it's just faster and easier to put him in open space and get him moving upfield.
Now, Wes, I mean, you return as the leading rusher on this team, over 700 rushing yards. Tristan Hugel also had over 700 rushing yards. You guys just have a really strong rushing attack. What really sets, this year's UPrep team apart from, years past, and how you guys are just going to gel to try and make the playoffs this year?
Well, we've definitely been through a lot together. This whole team, all the seniors have basically been here since freshman year. So we've had all 4 years experience together, playing together, in the highs and the lows. So that's really helped us bond over the years. Also, being from a smaller school, most people think that's a disadvantage. I see that as an advantage because not only do we get all the playing reps, whereas if you went to a bigger school, you wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see that much field time. We get all those reps. We've also, you can tell that we want to be here. We're the small team, but not everyone does it, but everyone that does do it wants to do it.
Coach, switching over to the defensive side of the ball for a second, I know ups and downs last year for you guys, allowed about 30 points a game, and I know that's definitely a factor in helping you get over that hump into becoming a winning team again. What kind of things should we expect defensively this year, both in some guys who might stand out, and then what kind of formation will we be running to prepare for your schedule?
We'll do a forefront on our defense, and the brain trust behind our defense will be Coach Manny Casados. And he's been a great acquisition. He works his tail off. He's a planner. He's a scheduler. He's a meticulous coach that's really into the details, whether it be details of technique and tackling, all the way up to the details of game planning. And I expect a lot of big things from the defense this year with that kind of an emphasis on that side of the ball.
Now, taking a look at your schedule here, typical 5 home games, 5 road games. But your league, was so tough. You had 3 teams that went 4-1 in league last year. But you look at I look at these road games that you have. You go to Bernie, Williams, Los Molinos, Chester, Maxwell. How do you make sure that your players are comfortable playing on the road on these long road trips as opposed to just playing at home?
Basically, we try to take road games and make them to our advantage. Road games give you an opportunity to get together as a team, to focus, to travel together, and get your mind locked into one thing. It takes away all the distractions of being around a familiar place, and it just puts you focused solely on that game, that time, that experience, that night. So if you spin it the right way, it can be a very valuable asset.
One thing TJ and I know is one of the best parts about high school football is the anticipation of the big game, whether it be a rivalry or playoff game. For you, Wes, what's the one game on the schedule that you're most looking forward to playing this year?
I'm really looking forward to our first game against Etna. I unfortunately didn't get to play last year because I had a small injury, but we lost that game with minutes left, and that was really hard. And so I'm looking for some redemption here, one game at a time, start the season off right.
And that's going to wrap up the University Prep Panthers football team preview. This UPrep team went 4-6 last year, hasn't made the playoffs since 2008, which was their inaugural season, but from what Brad Baker and Wes Hartman has said, you know, this is a team that's hungry, that wants to get back to the playoffs, and that's a viable goal for this year for this team. And for more high school football coverage, check out prepbeat.com.